Hi, folks. Hi, Janet. How are you? It's right now, Kit Kat. Right now. How are you all keeping? It's been a while since I had a Monkey Monday. Can you hear me okay? I think you can. It's 10 p.m. where I am. So this is about as late as I can get without being exhausted and start to make loads of mistakes. Hi, Neverwise. How are you? I made you a little presentation again. Just a small one, just to keep on track. Guys, by any chance, if there is anyone in here that doesn't know about Monkey, about Michael, will you just let me know in the chat, throw one in or something? Because I would just be keen there know if there is anyone, just to make sure they know about him. And there's a lot of crap that was going around that we can ignore now. I can't talk about it. They'll come back. They'll come back over. Guys, my socks are selling like hotcakes because of the weasels at the end of them, huh? They're making me a fortune. Navillus True Crime making money off weasels since 2022. Hundreds of thousands. I'm going to buy an island and call it Navi Island. You can all come. Did you see actually? I think I have it there. Did you see Michelle After Dark's video about a month? Was it a month or 2 months ago? Hi, Anon. How are you? It's good to see you back as well. Norway, nice. That's it, Amelia. We'll have a few of them watching now tonight as well. It was one of them tagging me last night in a video. But I was actually able to just block her directly from my notifications, which was very handy. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Canada, what side of Canada? If you're over on the west, especially, will you make sure to share Monkey's poster? There's like, that's it. And do you know, someone made a really good point as well about them. You can stomp on the weasels, but also if you didn't clean your floors and you're walking around in your socks, they'll clean it for you. They love it. They love dirt. Hi, Whirlwind. How are you? I might actually just check to see. Actually, no, can you hear sound on this one as well? Because I seen it happen to Grizzly also yesterday, and she just took the screen away and brought it back, and it seemed to work. I'm not going to play this video. I just want to show you. But can you hear that? Is that sound coming through? That's Michelle's weasel opening. But I thought that was a fantastic video. She smoked out the weasels and skinned them alive. And that's a great. I have a feeling I'm going to be referencing that video for a long time, because it's a really good example of what happens on YouTube and the dangers of bias and stuff like that. I'll link it in there if anyone seen it, and I actually might throw that in the description of all the Monkey Mondays as well, because it's a really good thing to have if you have someone who knows a little bit about the case or heard some stuff the last few months. It's really good to just hear, look, this is a great reference for all that sort of crap. Go over there, listen to Michelle just expose it. She'd great patience for it. I wouldn't have the patience for that at all. I did think she was very generous in her grading at the end. Typical lecturer. If you see hard work, you're inclined to give marks. I give it a complete fail, no grade. But it does go to show, lads, if, like, imagine if all that work and energy was put into something positive. Do you have a ferret, Katie? Jesus, the ferrets wouldn't be long looking after them. Thanks, Teresa. That's my Navi piano. But I want to go through. It's 468 days today, I believe, depending on what day you're on. You don't know about Monkey, Jenny, is it? I have a load of videos on my channel on what happened. He went missing. You'll see maps of the area, why it's a prime target location for someone to snatch a kid. And there was a lot of dirt going around social media for a while, people blaming the parents, basically. And there still is, guys. I'm looking at some of the comments on some of the recent news articles, and it's disgusting. We literally have a press conference of them clearing the parents, and then in the comments underneath, you have people talking crap. Nonsense. So that didn't help. That really hindered the investigation, because that stops people from sharing his poster, from looking for him. We ended up talking a lot about that stuff at the time, and that's definitely something, like, I don't know, I was taking the mickey there, but I'm not going to be talking with them at all in the future, because it's a waste of time when we can be doing some good. She has, I don't know, frankly, where, like, now that it's all over, you're like, brilliant, his name is out there. I know it could be out there a lot more, but it's still, there's some cases where they never get out there at all. His name is out there, but at what cost? They don't care what cost, but, like, they literally went through hell and still are. You've the kids being bullied in school because of content that's happening online. Just a lot of, like, I wonder, even with myself, if I was to give advice to someone who had a missing kid, I don't know what I'd say. Stay away from it altogether. But you can't talk to a mother and families like that. Cleo Smith's mother was told, do not go near social media, but it's the only thing that people that they can do, and they'll do anything to get their child back. Hi, Brandy. I was just talking about you. But I want to start. Do you know what, guys? I'll actually start there now as people are coming in as well. Wait, because I never played it here, and that's a good place as well, Jen. Or is it Jenny? Because the police review the case at the start of every press conference. I just want to play the last one. Now, I might need to take this down and put it back up again if you can't hear the sound. So will you just let me know? I'll just play a few seconds here. Can you hear that? Oh, my internet connection is shocking. I'm going to have to take the quality of the video down there a small bit, maybe. You can't hear? Okay, this worked yesterday for Grizzly. I want to see how this work for me. It might be if you add the screen before you go live, maybe. I don't know. You'll be trying to get ready, and then it turns out you're slowing everything down. Bloke, that's very bold. That's very bold. Here now. It's blasting into my ears. Still no, Amelia. Oh my god. Right, I'll try once more sharing a tab instead of a screen. Or share a window. Okay. Okay, lucky. There you go, Jenny. That's you. If you can hear. I'll just wait to see. I think I'm a few seconds behind, so I'll just wait to see if you can hear. Otherwise, you're listening to nothing. Still nothing. Oh my god, that's so disappointing. Oh, loud and clear. You're confusing me now. Can you? Nothing. Ah, right. Um, I don't know, guys. I don't have to try literally everything there. No, I have other stuff in there we can go over, and I'm sure you've all seen that plenty of times. I'll throw the link in there for Jenny anyway. Okay, I'll just throw it in. That's so annoying. I'm have to try and sharing the screen. I'm have to try and. It's not that one. Okay, I think I have one other option. I can share a window, or I can share the tab. And if that doesn't work, I'm definitely gone. Right. I'll kill Navi Piano again.
Control.
Anything?
What? Sahota. I'm sorry, Cam. Cam Sahota with Camway Transportation. Brandy.
Sam, I looked up and all I read was your first comment there. I've got no curtains. What are you talking about? Oh, you can hear her. Oh my god, fantastic. Barely. I might be able to ramp that up.
Chief Gary Marshall with the Payette City Police Department. And I've got Chief Mike Eway from the Ontario Police Department. To my left here, I've got Captain Cy Armstrong with FPD. I've got Kerry Gordon with the Washington State Patrol. What? Sahota. I'm sorry, Cam. Cam Sahota with Camway Transportation.
Okay.
Brandy, Tyler, and Bob, the Vaughan family here today. So thank you. Sorry about that, Cam. I'd just like to quickly cover the context of this case, and I know I do it every time, but we may have some new listeners and some people kind of tuning into this thing, as it's
Here you go, Jenny.
it's
That's you.
huge. So since the evening of July 27th, 2021, the Fruitland Police Department, the Idaho State Police, the FBI, Idaho law enforcement agencies, and law enforcement agencies across the country have investigated the disappearance of then 5-year-old Michael Vaughan. We haven't stopped. Every day we have unfinished business, and our investigation remains very, very active. We know that Michael Joseph Vaughan was last seen near his residence on Southwest 9th Street at approximately 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, July 27th of 2021. Law enforcement received the first 911 call at approximately 7:21 p.m. and we issued an endangered missing person alert to the area and to area residents seeking the community to help be on the lookout. Information was sent to the law enforcement nationwide through the National Crime Information Center regarding Michael's disappearance, and he was entered into the state of Idaho Missing Persons Clearinghouse and National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The Fruitland Police Department, Payette Police Department, Payette County Sheriff's Office, and over 100 law enforcement officers and federal and state local agencies converged on our small town.
No, blog. This is from 2 months ago when they had an announcement and declared the parents as well. But Jenny, with Monkey, and you'll see it if you look into the case, the poor boy was robbed from an Amber Alert. He should have gotten one. He didn't get one. There is a new law now in Idaho called Monkey's Law because of that. Because it has to be issued within a certain time frame. and you'll see on a map all the kind of corn. I don't think it's corn. I always call it cornfields that are around. So like your very first instinct, the first minute or two might be, oh, he's just wandered off. But there's no excuse for the two civil servants who didn't sign off on that. That's exactly what it was made for. With a road like that, like you need to get on that road straight away.
Down to Fruitland that night. Physical search efforts were conducted by experts from the Idaho Fish and Game, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue National.
And I love this. He goes through the search every time as well, because a lot of new people coming into this, like, would come into the case and they're like, did they check the neighbor's attic and just little things like that. But this was a massive, massive search in a pretty small area, like from agencies all over the place.
Center for Missing and Exploited Children, both Fruitland and Sand Hollow fire departments, and immense citizen help. Our search included over 3,000 acres of farm ground, 29 miles of riverbank along the Snake River, 250 residential homes, outbuildings, septic tanks, garbage cans, vehicles, irrigation ditches, and drain canals. We used fixed wing aircraft, helicopters, sophisticated drones. We used boats, sonar, specialized canines, kayaks, and paragliders. We served over 30 search warrants, and we continue to review hundreds of hours of security and other data. And we've logged tens of thousands of hours and as we continue to work this case. Our department has processed over 1,200 leads, many of which we've been able to clear, many of which we are still working on. We've had a lot of law enforcement across the entire country and internationally help us chase down some of these leads. I'd like to note that after a year-long thorough investigation, the family is not a focus of our investigation at this point. They are continuing to fully cooperate with us in all of our efforts from the investigation standpoint. Today, as members of this community, we continue to agonize with the family, and we continue to dedicate our resources to bringing Michael home safely. We believe that the continued distribution of this story will generate more attention and more tips and help us get this thing, get some resolution to this case. So there's no tip that's too small or benign that we won't investigate.
Okay, so he cleared the family. And just that last line there, I'm going to come back to that at the end of some of my notes I have there. Just, I've never said a bad word about Fruitland PD. I think they've been fantastic. I think they're great with the family. I think it's a small group and there's a few really good guys there. However, I'll talk about it later.
With the help of Tanea Parmeter with the Idaho State Police, we're excited to partner with the Washington State Patrol's Homeward Bound program and Camway Transportation to carry Michael's information across the country on semi-trailers like the one I have behind me. We know that exposure along the interstates and highways and the roads of this country will help bring new leads and potentially help us bring Michael home safely.
It's a pity he didn't get that exposure to the highways when he went missing by getting an Amber Alert, isn't it? And like the police all know that as well. They're cross about that also.
So at this time, I'd like to introduce Carrie Gordon. She's with the Washington State Patrol, and she's going to be talking a bit about the Homeward Bound program and our exciting new partnership. Carrie?
Thank you, Chief. As the Chief mentioned, I work for the Washington State Patrol. I manage the Missing Persons Clearinghouse, and I'm the Amber Alert Coordinator for Washington State. I'm essentially Tanea's counterpart in Washington. So the Homeward Bound program was actually started by the late Trooper Renee Paget. She sadly lost a battle with blood cancer a couple of years ago, but this program was Renee's vision, and it was brought to fruition in 2006 with then Gordon Transportation. With Gordon, the program featured at one time, there were 27 children featured in the program. And each child had between 3 and 5 trailers traveling around the country with Gordon at the time. So a lot of exposure for these cases, and a lot of tips and a lot of new information generated for these cases for law enforcement.
It's brilliant, guys, isn't it? That they're doing something like that, and like what a great use of it.
And that's our goal. So I'm here to continue with Renee's passion, and so we're very excited to be able to partner with Idaho and bring some more attention to Michael's case and to help his family spread the word and get information out about Michael. So to us, the important part of this entire program is the coordination and partnerships that we have with all of the various law enforcement agencies that are represented up here, as well as the Idaho State Police, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and our various states' clearinghouses that border your state here. The trailers behind me are going to be seen by millions of travelers on highways around the country. And so imagine how many eyes are going to see this trailer as it travels throughout its journey. And this is one of what will be eventually 3 trailers that will feature Michael and Cam, who's going to speak right after me here shortly. And his company have committed to this program for as long as it takes and for as many trailers as we need to bring attention to these missing child cases around the country. It's a fantastic partnership. We're very proud of what we're doing. And I just want to ensure the families and law enforcement that we are not going to stop. That is what we do. That is why we do what we do every single day. I've been doing this particular job for 10 years. I've been with the patrol for 31 years. And this is the most important job I've ever had. And the importance is that these are our children. These are kids. And they're our most valuable asset that we have in our communities, and we need to make sure that we provide them with the most attention that we can give them and bring them home to their families who are waiting for them every single day, every minute. So I'd like to introduce Cam Sahota. He is the owner of Camway Transportation, and he has been a very valuable partner to me. And I also want to recognize Cam's wife, Harneet, who is not here today, but she's been my logistics contact and to help me get these trailers on the road and to get them at events like this today. So, Cam?
I see a few of you talking there about the milk cartons. If you look into that, I think initially there might have been one, but that was people were saying they were traumatized by it, and kids, and I think that's why eventually they moved away from that. I think in the future it's going to be QR codes. I think. Oh Jesus, lads, I forgot. Right there. Oh my God, I have the wrong banners on here. Sorry, members, I'll have to get rid of you there. Like that QR code now on the screen, if you scan that, it will bring you directly to the website. So you're not really traumatizing kids and stuff if they see it. And this way as well, you can take something really, really small, get it out there, and then if you drag people into the website, suddenly they have a lot of information. I forgot to put them up.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Chief. Camway Transportation is a trucking company and freight brokers based up in Blaine, Washington. And since we started the company in 2008, we've always been centered around giving back to the communities we serve. And when the opportunity to be part of the Homeward Bound program was presented to us, I thought it was an amazing opportunity and something that really aligned with our values as a company. And moving freight and moving trucks down the road is something we do on a day in, day out basis. But being able to do a little more, a little extra, give families hope, bring awareness through the featuring children on the side of our trailers is something that's near and dear to myself, my wife, my other partner, our whole company. We think it's an amazing cause, and we bring additional hope, and we think that there's through this awareness, that we can assist these different agencies that are working very hard to try to help the families and bring kids home. So we're really, really excited to be part of this, and just the hope it gives.
Fair play to him. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Do you know what's kind of sad about that as well, though? As I'm listening to this, just listening to the kids playing in the background. Do you know?
Gives everybody,
Monkey should be with him. He shouldn't be on the side of a truck.
it's a big world. We're all parents, and anything that we can do, anything we can do to bring awareness, anything we can do to bring hope to these families, is, I think it's worth its weight in gold. So we're very thankful to be here today and be part of this program, and we want to thank everybody for coming out and the media to bring additional awareness to this, and Idaho State Patrol and Fruitland Police Department and all the other agencies mentioned, Washington State Patrol, for doing this and going above and beyond. So thank you.
Thanks, Cam. So I'd just like to follow up, Cam. I just want to tell you how thankful we are and grateful for your continued generosity and your involvement in this case. I appreciate your long-standing partnership with Homeward Bound, and it's an incredible program, and I think it's really going to help us. And I can't thank you enough. To the Vaughan family, this has been an extremely long and emotional road. You don't walk that road alone, right? So I could never fathom how you and your family have suffered. However, I assure you that the Fruitland Police Department will continue to earnestly investigate this case. And everyone here today is a part of your community and a part of your family. We will never stop looking. You need to know that. And so with that, I'll take a few questions if you guys have any for me.
Oh my God, Angela, do. And it's little things like that that can make such a difference. And I reckon there's probably loads of people out there in trucking companies that if something like this was presented, they'd jump all over it. The bikers as well have been very good to monkey in the area.
Go ahead.
Can you elaborate a little on where the trucks will be traveling?
I think I'm going to defer that to Carrie or Cam.
Yeah. So the trucks will be traveling all over. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. The trucks will be traveling all over the U.S. and Canada, but our primary routes are the western 7 states. And so this particular unit is on its way to Denver, Colorado after our unveiling today, and we'll probably come back through Idaho again from Denver back to Washington. Yes.
So the western 7 states, I'm assuming, are Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, Utah,
Arizona, and Colorado. Yes. Thank you.
Also, so you said, I believe Carrie said that this look here is going to be on 3 trailers for now.
Yes.
Okay. And I'd love to be able to read my own handwriting. That would be fantastic for my own. Is this a unique? Do other transportation companies do this in the United States that we're aware of, or is this a unique operation?
Yeah, I don't think any other companies do it or of any scale
That we're aware of.
that we're aware of, but we think that it's a wonderful idea.
That sound is them,
It's
not
good,
me.
it's good to get the word out, and we're going to continue, as Carrie mentioned, to spread the word and commit 100% to the program.
And I had one more actually. So is this the first time, Cam, that you all have done this, or have you worked on other cases before as well?
So right now there's 15 trailers, including this one trailer, that are with 7 different children.
Brilliant.
That are featured right now, and then in the next month there'll be 2 more trailers that feature certain cases. Yes, Michael's picture. There'll be 2 more trailers, exact replica to this.
And how many years have you been doing this for?
We started this in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. And we'll be happy to continue to expand the program.
Right. And are these trailers going to carry typical cargo, or are these dedicated to getting the message out?
No, they do. Our company mainly specializes in food and retail. Right now, this trailer is full of ice cream. It's destined to Denver, Colorado.
How appropriate.
Yes.
Picture a monkey with ice cream on it.
So we haul all kinds of different food stuff.
This one's for the chief. So if you're partnering with them to get Michael's face out across the U.S., is that because you believe that Michael was taken somewhere outside of Idaho?
I think the best answer for that is we don't know where Michael is at this point. So could he be out of state? Yes. So I think the best way to get Michael's information out there is definitely going to be on these forms of transport that travel from state to state, potentially into other countries. So.
I have a follow-up as well. I don't know if you can speak to this, but there's been rumors that Michael's scent was traced near the freeway. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
I'm not going to comment on that.
And at this time, what are their latest message to the public? What's the latest they want the public to know as the search continues?
You know, as we continue this search, the public just needs to know that we want them to be aware and vigilant. I mean, we're still receiving tips on a daily basis. I mean, every day we're getting new tips. And so we do know that the message is getting out there. I just want them to remain vigilant. The last thing we want is for the coverage of this case to fall off because Michael's still out there and somebody knows something. Somebody knows something.
Somebody knows.
Either information's been omitted.
Hi, Grandma Sherry.
Or they're just not bringing it forward. So I would continue to encourage those people that have any idea or have any information that may lead us to the safe return, that they bring that information forward. The reward stands, it's still active. So I'll leave it at that. Any other questions?
Is there like a solid lead right now that you're actively working that looks promising to you?
You know, I hate to be so cagey with my answers, but it is a criminal investigation. I will just tell you that there are a multitude of plausible leads. So, and it's just something that it's a painstaking task, and we're in here every single day. Every single day, we're working this case. So.
And is there any way that you could publicly confirm that Michael was knocking on neighbors' doors when he went missing, or do you not?
You know, I'm just not going to talk about the details of our investigation. So real quick, if we don't have any more questions, I did want to just take a brief moment and allow Brandy to make a brief statement. I believe she has something that she would like to say. So I think we'll just take a moment and do that. Brandy, if I can get you for a minute. You betcha.
Thank you all for being here today for Michael and our family. This was amazing and beautiful, and we want to thank all of the officers, all of the agencies. You guys have keep working so hard, and we're gonna get him home. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna find him. And every outside agency that's helping, thank you. It's a blessing, and whoever has Michael or knows anything and has information about Michael, please come forward. We need him home. We need our baby. Please. Thank you to the community and extended communities that continue to support our family, and law enforcement, all of the agencies that are helping to bring Michael home. They stand strong, and they stand with us, and we stand with them. So if you are seeing this, please, if you know something, please, if you know anything, please say something. You can be anonymous. There's so many avenues. Please, everyone, help us get Michael home. And Monkey, we love you, baby. You're coming home. None of us are going to give up, I promise. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Brandy. So with that, if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I'd also like to let the my media partners know that
Right, guys, I wanted to play that because I've never played it. I was on a break when that came out. So I just want to go through. Where's my piano? That's better. Just take the volume down a little bit because it's probably too loud for you, is it? Or 468 days. And I just went through that video. I want to talk here about non-compliance. Are tips being triaged correctly by Fruitland PD? And then who is he and what can we do to help find him? The guy that was walking. So I know we spent a lot of time, and you can see it in past videos, where we were going down. Monkey went to this house, that house, that house, that house, blah, blah, blah. We're not going off Fruitland PD there, we're going off Brandy. A distressed mother who's home frantically looking for her son. She's been told things. Do we know that all those people were truthful? No. Do the Fruitland police? Probably. But they've never come out and given us an exact timeline. And the reason we spent so much time on it in the past was just debunking stuff, just showing that, look, this could not happen in the time. So I want to try and strip it all back. We know he called to a number of neighbours. One I only found out about recently, which goes to show that the Fruitland police have not been out there saying this is exactly what happened in that 10-15 minutes. He went to this door, that door, that door. For all we know, the first one could be the last and the last one could be the first. I just want people to kind of get their mind there. Just to try and refresh. So what if I told you that one neighbour in this picture is no longer compliant, is no longer cooperating voluntarily? Said, you can get onto my lawyer if you want to talk to me. And I know your first reaction to that might be, whoa. But I really want people just to try and have a good think about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and fill in some answers here. So why would a person do that? And try to imagine yourself, why would you help in an ongoing investigation of a missing boy you knew? I know it's a stupid question, but you would want to help. Surely. And that's the thing, Boozy. I want to try and even explore that. Like, why wouldn't you? And that was my next slide. That's why would a person do that? Why wouldn't you help? Could it be you're sick of it? You're like, this is going on ages. I've talked to you multiple times already. I don't know about that multiple times, by the way, but I'm trying to put myself in that situation. Can anyone give a really, like, a genuine reason why you wouldn't? Hi Sparks, how are you? I would want others to help me if tables turned. Of course you would, yeah. There's no one expecting them to talk to social media or even wants them. I've been on this case a while. I never once tried to communicate with one of the neighbours because I know it's a tough situation as well, and we all can kind of jump at the fact that none of the neighbours that seen him walked him back home, and we all like to think that we do differently. And I hope that the fact that you're here and into probably true crime in this case means you would do things differently. But the average Joe Soap out there, I'm not so sure. But what a lesson. But there's no one expecting them to talk to social media. But if the Fruitland police ask you to come down for a chat, that's different. Could be, Sarah. There are just some nasty people out there who just don't care. And it could be maybe they're like, I don't want to spend a half an hour talking to you. Thanks, Sparks. Sparks, I've a big playlist on this. If you go back, the ones at the start kind of tell the story, and then there's some other stuff in between as well. But just trying to get refocused now for the next couple of weeks and see if we can help in any way. We made a website for the boy, findmichaelvaughan.com, and if you go onto that, or you scan the code there up in the top right hand corner on your phone, it will bring you straight onto the website where you can find posters. And we did them different sizes so that they'll fit Instagram or Facebook nice if you wanted to share it to your story. That's a huge thing in this, like social media stories, like the reach that can generate is incredible. And even just put a quick call to action in that, just asking other people to share it also. The problem is much bigger than most people can imagine, so people that know things can be scared or threatened. That's true. If you were threatened by someone, you might not come forward or not cooperate. Maybe they're in denial or just don't want to think about what they could have done, something different that could have prevented this. I think you know. I think all the neighbours know. I wouldn't say they're in denial about it. And there's lots of neighbours seen Monkey that day, but there's only one who isn't complaining. That sounds gorgeous, Jenny. Enjoy that. Come back and catch the replay or check out his website. So, does anyone have any other reason? Just annoyed, scared, might be threatened. Or maybe you did something, you're closing up shop. Does it make a difference if this non-compliant neighbour was the only house that I know of that Michael actually stepped foot inside of? How does that make you feel? Nice. Actually, Navillus, there's a few non-compliants, not just our neighbours, but surrounding neighbours, so we've been informed. Isn't that wild, guys? Imagine. Who's hiding what? I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just wanted to have people think about it as well. Brandy, I know you're here, but the best way for me to kind of have a look at this again is to take out your initial, he went here, there, blah, de blah, this house, that house, because I know that's what you were told of the neighbours, but potentially, like any case, there could be someone telling a little fib. But I want to talk about tips. I think the Fruitland police are amazing. I think... Oh, thanks, Gray. Gray, I actually went back to your channel to see, because I knew you would have been talking about this case. Literally, I think you were on about it. It could have been that night he went missing. If not, it was definitely the next day. You didn't have his name in the title, but I knew you were going to be on about it. I went back through all the dates because I was like, I want to see what Gray's first impression of this case was live, and you pretty much nailed it. You were pointing out the roads straight away to people, the school. Correct, I'm not Ali. And I could see in a few streams afterwards then as well, you can kind of see it in your streams, the wheels of social media churning and silly comments popping up in your chat. Like any chat that was talking about Monkey at the time. But that's well worth a watch, guys. I'll try and get it later, the original one. I'll have to go back through the dates, but I think it was the 29th. And it's great to have even a catalogue like that. You have a catalogue on Gray's channel because he's talking about them so fast. And you can go back and watch very fast how someone who's looked at a lot of cases and a lot of maps was able to see this from very early on for what it is, what I believe it is. They're known to the family. They know who they are. Thanks, Laurie. Appreciate it. But are tips being triaged correctly by Fruitland PD? If you were to listen to them talk all along, yes. Actions, yes. However, I heard about a tip during the week that is perfect, lads. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want people to be calling in. I'm not saying it was Michael. I'm not saying it was Monkey, but it's exactly the type of situation you want people to call in. See someone you might think looks like him, see some suspicious behaviour, and I was called in. And it's been, I think it's over a week now. And nobody has contacted the person back. They called for a follow-up, and I believe they were told that they had a quick look at the photographs and it's not him. No one called the witness to ask them about the behaviour of the people who were there that day. No one called out to her to ask her anything. So I'm going to tell you about it in another time if it's, because I think they've gotten back onto him again. They want follow up on it, and there should be follow up on it. But it is the perfect tip. Things that need to be called in, and it was just a small bit disappointing. I don't know the staff, I don't know the resources, I don't know how many tips are coming in. I imagine there's a lot, but I don't remember what I said in the first show, Greg. Yeah, you nailed it, Greg. You nailed it, and it was just pure natural for you to do that when you were looking on the map. Slana, they still haven't spoken. That's very disappointing, Lana. I might try to. I'm going to make a small little video on that, probably before next week. If I don't know how much to say here now either, because like with this stuff, lads, you don't want to be. It's more than likely not Monkey at all. You don't want to be giving a family a sense of false hope. But when I seen I'm after making a slip up there now. I have seen the photographs, and I don't think you can rule it out by the photographs at all. And I think what the person said is also very interesting. And that part hasn't been followed up on, and that's worrying. And I love the Fruitland PD. I think they're fantastic. But if there's any dropping of the ball like that, it has to be called out. You didn't miss much, Lana. Yeah, great. Like the school across the road you were onto straight away, the highway, you could not get it maybe you can. I've asked people loads of times to find a better location. If you were to go on a map and pinpoint, I'm going to take a kid from here. You've state lines, you've a school district, you're on the highway in seconds, gone. You're all right, Lana. I sent you an email with a link if you want to pop up. And the last thing I have for you tonight is this guy that we're still looking for. Who is he? Who's he on the phone to? This is a guy, if anyone doesn't know, he was walking around the time Monkey went missing in a very close-knit community, like. So I'm like, how can we help? How can we help find him? Do we need a new poster focused directly on him? And is there any campaign that we can do? Because I think he has a tattoo. Did you see that, the tattoo on the leg? To target people in the area who do tattoos or backyard tattoos, or someone who knows someone who does it, because he got this done somewhere. Someone did that to him. Oh, Lana's there. Hi, Lana. How are you?
I'm good, Navi. How are you?
Not too bad. We were just going over some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you caught.
Did you see the billboard art that I emailed you that we're
I
going to
did.
start running? Did
I
you
did,
show
that's
that yet?
fantastic. No, I didn't actually even show people that.
Okay. Also, up on the website, on your website, findmunclevaughan.com, that your Patreon members so wonderfully host for us, I did add a page for holiday help for the family.
Yeah. Do you want to tell people about that? I'll pull her up.
Yeah. Oh, you did put it up?
No, I'll bring her up there now.
Oh, okay.
And I can show people.
I will. I would love to.
Wait, I'll kill my piano there. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, we get so much requests through the Find Michael, Michael Vaughan Fruitland community Facebook page. I was trying to go with my brain here. So many people reach out to us through this group asking how they can help the family, that we went and set up a couple of ways right now that you can help with basic household staples, some of the things they need when you have a household with 2 teenagers and a little one, just to kind of help through the holidays. One of them's called Take Them a Meal. So if you live in the Fruitland area, this is really cool, because if you live close to them, it's kind of a way to help with, community. You can actually just bring them a hot dinner, make them a meal that they can either, cook, put the lasagna in the oven, whatever, and bring it to them. You go to the calendar and you can sign up for what night and what dinner you're going to bring, just to help the family with a hot dinner through this time. And if you live outside of Fruitland, you can purchase to send a dinner. So that's one thing that we set up. The second thing that we set up was an Amazon wish list that's called the Vaughan Family Household Help. That's public, also linked on the website. And that just has, some school supplies, canned foods, holiday foods, snacks, protein shakes, a lot of items that people are asking us, like, hey, are the parents eating? Like, they always look really skinny and I'm worried that they're not eating. I'd like to send them some protein shakes. And that happens quite often. So I'm using that as the example. So I put the links and the buttons on the website and they go right to the list.
and it has a calendar on it as well. I seen that, and you have the option. I never heard of that website before, but there's the option to,
I swear it's
if you're
probably
not
started
in,
by the Mormons. I totally joke and laugh about that, but my best friend's Mormon, and her mom and all the ladies are always part of the Relief Society. And when something bad happens or tragedy strikes in their church, right, the Relief Society shows up with the hot food. And I
yeah,
swear someone took that concept and put it to technology, right? That's what we do. So Take Them a Meal is just the kind of a technology way of doing that, of helping bring a hot meal to a family during a tragedy. And I'd heard of it because of someone I know whose husband suffered an accident and became paralyzed from the waist down, and someone in her family had done something just like this, so I saw it shared and was like, oh my gosh. And I signed up, and when I could, I took their family a hot dinner.
yeah,
And so it's really, you do have to have a credit card for Take Them a Meal. So that is something that's more like local to the area, and or if you don't have a credit card, I'm not sure how you could pay for Take Them a Meal, but you can help out with the Amazon wish list. I think there are multiple ways to pay for your Amazon cart. And those are just right now. We're trying to come up with some other ways to help the family that are coming. One of them, as you know, we've talked about is the store. And now that you're back and got your hands on the website, we'll get some things updated for that. But the main road bump we've hit with putting the store up is fundraising, of course, because everyone seems to have an opinion over, how you should fundraise and what's the right thing to do. So we've been really cautious because, number one, first of all, the family was very adamant straight out the gate. They have not fundraised for themselves. They're not out there asking for money. They're not, doing any of that kind of stuff. They've only asked for help with awareness materials and Michael's reward fund, which are still in place. Those partnerships with Kyron Horman Foundation and Fruitland Police manages the reward fund, as we know. So those things are still in place. If someone wanted to support those avenues, they're there. We're looking for, and I have a call. It was supposed to be today, but it's going to be on Wednesday. We're trying to get someone to step up and help kind of set up a family trust account and have a CPA and an attorney manage that. So that way people can donate funds directly to helping Michael when he's found and helping the family right now with their needs.
yeah. And you sound like you're being very careful, Alana. I get it. I understand it too with all this stuff online, but it's
Very
great for
careful.
people. It's great for people to be
I
able
mean,
to
I
see.
could have just thrown a store up the other day. We've had the t-shirt design for months. It's the same Michael Vaughan community t-shirt that coordinators and volunteers made in the beginning. The shirts you see the family and friends wearing in the pressers, and people have been asking how they can buy one online. And something as simple as that, I can't set up with having a tax ID attached to it. And if I have my personal or anyone, that's around this family helping, were to complete that setup under them, then we're going to be annihilated on social media. So that's been the holdup. So
Yeah,
that way a trust can be formulated and a tax ID to that trust, and an independent person is managing it, right down to t-shirts and yard signs, because apparently something as simple as that we can't put out without having an issue. So it did just make me think, and what I shared with Brandy is there was a case in northern Idaho over 20 years ago where a young girl, her family was murdered and her brother were abducted, and the girl was recovered later, and the community came out, in full force to try to help take
yeah,
care of her, and they were donating money, and somebody even gave their family a house because the dad had throat cancer. Like it was really amazing. So if we have this set up for Michael, and that's why it's the Michael Vaughan Family Trust, then if somebody wants to give to help Monkey, that money will be managed by that team and held for Michael.
yeah. And they'll know exactly where their money's going. And there's been loads of times on this channel, and I've seen it on other channels, where all along people were onto Brandy and asking her how they can help, and
Mm-hmm.
like Brandy was just telling people, go to the Chiron Hormone Foundation, give it to them
Yeah,
because they were giving
because they give
supplies,
us, yeah, and we're still behind on getting materials
Yep.
though, which is the thing too. I need to get with them and figure out where our bracelets are, because we have the monkey mail on the website and people are still filling that out, and we're still making envelopes and getting them ready to
Yeah.
go, but we don't have the bracelets.
Yeah. No, it looks good, and there's going to be loads of people there now be able to help out for the holidays, definitely. And they're
Yeah.
looking for a way to help out, so this is perfect for it,
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, especially, the Amazon list, everything just goes right to them,
Yeah. It gets posted straight out, doesn't it? And there's things there, like I seen it there, was it like, there's all ranges. There's things there for $5 going up to $20,
Yeah, it's little things. So, I mean, there's just stuff for, the kids need,
pencils and
school
books.
supplies,
Yeah.
pencils. They always need notebooks, pencils, shampoo, conditioner, stuff that the kids all need, peanut butter jelly. And I know it seems so kind of small, but honestly, these things really help. Someone when they're going through tragedy and they're having to
Yep.
miss a lot of work, to stay home with their kids and just for themselves, like having something as simple as, household staples help. It's so big. It's so small, but so big. It really
Yeah,
is.
it's funny what you were saying there a while ago about food and a tragedy. It's the same over here. If someone dies in your family, you're not going to be cooking, so the neighbors will bring your own sandwiches. That's what happens over here if you have
Yeah.
a family member that passed.
Yeah, that's awesome, because my only real experience of witnessing that was what I explained through my friend's church, the Relief Society, and how they would go anything. Like if the family had tragedy and there were small children, they set up childcare, for that family, and we're
Yeah,
helping. It was amazing.
I know people are looking for a way as well, so we'll definitely
Yeah,
be
we
able
will have
to.
a Christmas list coming. I know there's been some requests for that too. So that's coming soon. The teenagers are, getting their lists together, and as teens do. And that happens, they're still excited for the holidays. Of course they miss their little brother and they want him home, but they are still kids and they are balancing that, and they do need our support. And people are often asking what they can send. Do the kids need clothes? Do the kids need shoes? Do the kids need whatever? And
Absolutely,
that
yeah,
list will kind of have what the kids want and need for Christmas.
yeah. And folks, this is tough for Brandy and Tyler as well to say to Lana, oh yeah, go ahead, do that. There's no
Yeah, this
wants
was
to be
not
in this
something they
situation, but
asked of me. We can
yeah,
make that clear. They did not ask this
yeah,
at all. This was some volunteers and just having enough of people asking. And also we see it. We see
Mhm.
how they are struggling. We see that they need help and that they aren't asking. So this is more lovingly placed there for them, because we want to help and we want to give a channel for those that are asking to help
to
that
be able
can't.
to. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sounds good. That's brilliant. I'll put a thing on the front of the website homepage as well, just linking
Okay.
back into that. I have the link in the chat there, guys. It's all on the website anyway. But Lana, I just put Grace comment up
Oh, let me
from
look.
from the footage. That's something we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, so we are trying to focus campaigns on targeting this guy and anyone who knows him. I agree, Gray, that they should release a video of him walking. This is something I even said to Navi. I was thinking about the Delphi case, as we've had, information re-released, because images of the man on the bridge that we now know to possibly allegedly be Richard Allen initially was just bridge guy. And we saw him walking, and there was a purpose to that. Police were like, does anyone recognize this man and how he moves and what he looks like? And I agree that this guy's clearly walking. He's clearly talking on a phone. and there might be tattoos or, something going on here. And how he's walking and what he's doing and where he's going in this area could help people to identify him.
Massively, yeah. Is it a tattoo? Have they made any comments on that specifically?
Not
Or is it
publicly, not law enforcement, not publicly, no.
because I'm trying to think, like, I think the tattoo is causing some pixelation down there, but I think there is some sort of tattoo down there.
Well, and it's professional people that I've seen that work within image manipulation and, to begin with, that have said that that's possibly a tattoo because of why it pixelated so bad, that tattoos will cause a limb to do that in imagery
Yeah.
because of the tattoo. So that is speculation on the tattoo. They
That is true, is it?
You're right.
We
He
don't-
could be reaching up and adjusting his headphones. Something with the head. Yeah, something phone, headphones. He's doing something up there.
But I just did a small draft of a one.
Yeah,
can see
so
you can
I
see
love
it
that
here.
one.
Wait, I might be able to get this up on a better screen for you. Because I was thinking with red arrows and red circles, they work a treat on YouTube for clickbait because some psychology, they'll just grab people's attention, something in your brain if you see a red arrow or a red circle and an arrow. So I'll share the other screen.
Miss Rubug, I want to say we're focusing on him and the Honda Pilot because this information's yet to be cleared. No, they've not said they're a suspect, but it's definitely not been cleared. This information was given to us by law enforcement. He's not a suspect, but he was right there in the neighborhood in the time that Michael went missing and has yet to come forward, and that's questionable.
It is because everyone in the area knew about this, knew what time it happened, would have seen this update go out. Just why wouldn't he come forward?
Everyone in that subdivision and that neighborhood and, that community has, by now, everyone in Fruitland, knows of this. So it's odd. It's questionable. It's odd. There's, who is he? If it's not your brother, cousin, nephew, uncle that was visiting you that evening, then why was he there? And that was taken, from what we were told, closer in the vicinity of the splash pad where he was walking. So
Yeah.
that's even, a block over from where Michael was last seen. So it is kind of weird. Why was he walking over there by the park? Even more so, some young guy who clearly does not have a child with him. These are all questions that police want to ask this man. So that's why we're focusing on him, because it's been over a year and he could have information and he's yet to come forward. And that's really sus. Same with the Honda Pilot not being fully cleared yet or taken off of police agenda. We're focusing on that too. Our banners, which Navi's just working on some posters, but the billboards that we drafted and the flyers that we're creating have this guy's image and the Honda Pilot image, focusing on why have you not come forward? Why are you not talking? This is questionable. We're done. It's been well over a year. If this owner of the Honda Pilot has in fact been identified, then we want the driver identified, and that driver needs to come forward and answer questions, and this whole vehicle needs to be 1000% cleared by law enforcement at this point. And so that's why we're focusing on this.
And something really sad here. Look what I was doing as well. I have to go back and update the posters on the website to change the age. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh, I'll have to change the age to 6.
It is.
I'll
It's
just
incredibly sad, and it's so
take the height out as well.
it's gut wrenching to talk to this family and start to get prepared for another holiday season without their child.
Yeah.
He
I
should
wonder
be in
could
first grade. He should have already gone through kindergarten and be in first grade. And somebody has him. There's every indication that he is alive and out there. I'm sure you've gone over all this before I hopped on, and we've talked about it. Police have released it. This is a high possibility of an abduction, as every day that goes on, that possibility is higher, per Chief Huff.
Yeah, I
And
played the last press conference at the start of this one. I
yeah,
just wanted to go over that one because I
yeah.
didn't play it. That was really good as well with the trucks, Lana, wasn't it?
Oh, the
Getting
trucks
his,
are amazing.
yeah,
Definitely an organization, or the company. I'm following them on Twitter. I can't remember the name of it now. KPAC, or the actual trucking company that works with the Washington State on that initiative. Everyone involved. It's just amazing.
yeah. I think it's brilliant, and I think he said there's 7 trucks, and they're all over on the West End as well, like, which is exactly where they need to be for this.
I think there's 5 total.
Is it 5?
Unless Brandy has heard differently. Initially, when they were first approved that it's going to be Michael on these trucks, initially the information that came out, it says they were going to print 3 trucks. And then at the press conference, they told the family and everyone else it's going to be 5 trucks total. And then the first truck that went out, the one that was right there at the press conference, the sweetest thing about this for me was that truck was full of ice cream. It was delivering ice cream across the
Yeah,
states.
and a
And
picture of
so
Monkey with ice cream on it.
yeah, Monkey would have loved that.
Yeah,
He would love that. So yeah. Yeah, so I think 5 total, unless they've added any more since.
but still, like, 1 is brilliant. Never mind 5. Like, it's
It
great.
is.
I never knew that there was companies doing stuff like that. It seems so simple then as well, doesn't it? When you hear about
Well,
it, you're
people
like,
bring up a lot like the milk carton initiative in the 80s. I've heard that
yeah,
discussed, and they're like, oh, yeah, that was so successful. And this is just an extension of that. And actually, it was crazy because we studied that in one of my marketing classes in college, and it was largely unsuccessful. Not one child was recovered because of the milk carton campaign. And so that's why they consider it, quote, unsuccessful by the terms of the, research on it. Clearly for awareness and getting faces out for those of us that share posters and fully believe in the power of that. Milk cartons is a great way to get those
yeah,
images out there. But it didn't bring a child home. I think something like this has the impact to recover children, because it's on the streets where largely trafficking is taking place within the trucking industry. So it really has the ability to have an impact like that, and I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Brandy said there is 3 on the road and another 2 are going out.
Yeah,
So
so
it'll be 5 altogether.
5 total. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because the printing time, or however they print and cover those trucks, there's a process to that wrapping that takes place. So, and they were beautiful too, how they did the whole front of the trucks, and it was great. It was great.
Yeah. But with this, Lana, do you think did anyone speak to them about the possibility of releasing a few seconds of the video just to get his walk, his gait? Is
I
there any
know
reason why
that
they wouldn't?
many people on Twitter who are part of various groups and advocacy contacted Fruitland and asked for it. So I know like social media people, as well as other people that work in areas of digital sciences and data manipulation as a profession, had reached out to Fruitland Police and asked, can I have the original clip to see what I can do with it? I don't know that any of those people got the original clips because I've not seen it, and clearly no video of him walking has been released by anyone. So my guess, I'm going to speculate that those people were either ignored or just told no. I'd like to see it. I don't know. Law enforcement's never said. I know they've not said anything to the family about their intentions to release any further video footage on anything regarding Michael's case. So as of right now, no.
Like even 3 seconds would do. Just something, there might be something unique about the way he walks that someone will recognize straight away.
I'd like to think they could, and again, I don't want to circle back, but just as a recent one was the bridge guy with Delphi.
Yeah.
We were being told that law enforcement has, almost a minute maybe of footage and audio, yet, just a little tiny portion had ever been given to the public to help identify him. And I kind of feel like maybe something like that, because this was different. That person was approaching the girls and directing them to go down the hill. There was audio. This guy's just walking around. There's clearly not going to be any audio from CCTV. Yeah. So I would think it'd be different, that they would be able to give us more than what we got with Delphi as the public. So, yeah.
What I'm thinking about doing is doing up something for the back of this that kind of just has a good but brief little call to action on. Again, I keep going back. If that is a tattoo, it just feels like someone did it, so someone's more likely to know him if it is. Just to kind of target.
I think it's so hard to tell though until we know what the tattoo looks like, because so many people that get tattoos get them in that area. So somebody to say that they've done an extensive, calf tattoo. Many tattoo artists have probably done, calf tattoos on men of that size. So without knowing what it's a tattoo of, if it is a tattoo, and knowing what it's a tattoo of, definitely if we had a closer image of it, if it was a tattoo, we'd be able to identify through the artist. I think you're definitely onto something with that. But that would have to be cleaned up a little bit.
That's the best image I can find. That was the one I think you uploaded.
That's the best image they've given out. Yeah. That's the best image I've given out. And I don't know, maybe he was visiting one of the neighbors that are being non-compliant. Those things are so up in the air and questionable. And Brandy and I've had numerous conversations about potential non-compliant people. It's killing the family to think that neighbors around them and homes where Michael knocked are being non-compliant, and not knowing, the exact nature of why they're being non-compliant or what information they're not giving to be considered non-compliant, or why they feel they need to talk to attorneys about their privacy rights. All of this, is coming out, and it's extremely difficult for me, just as a community member that, lives in that area, works there. I want children safe. My nephew lives 30 minutes from Fruitland. He's 4. He looks so much like Monkey. I want my family and community to be safe, and I want Michael found. And to think that, these people could know this guy for all we know, and are intentionally being non-compliant because they feel they have rights to privacy. Those are the facts that we're now starting to look at and wonder if that's what's not happening here.
Yeah. And we went through it a while ago, just trying to find reasons. First, we were like, reasons why you would be compliant and why you wouldn't. And the only one I can think of is just someone just got completely fed up with it and fed up with dozens and dozens of interviews. But I don't think it's the case that was actually even happening.
No, yeah. Where the wind blows, we've been told that he's walking near the splash pad. That's what law enforcement said. So when you go look at the map near the splash pad, it's all houses. So any structures that you might see around him are going to be residential.
And remember, like Monkey did leave the house before and make his way up to the splash pad. So
Not all the way though. If everyone goes and
yeah,
listens to that, he was following an older sibling. Also, it wasn't like now where he made his way out the door on his own.
on his
On his
own.
own, yeah, he was following older children. So he had a guide. Essentially, they didn't know he was following and trailing behind him, and he did not make it all the way. Grandpa was coming home and saw Monkey and scooped him up, and you're too little for that, and took him home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show the map there for just 2 seconds.
But I mean, if you could imagine living in this little tiny subdivision and having your own little, I mean, it's a basic little splash pad. It's not as big as, and fancy as some of the bigger parks, but if you lived there, that would definitely be the attraction point as a
Yeah.
child to go play.
And even, is Gray still here? I'll show him that now as well. But I keep going back to the photographs that were uploaded in the splash pad that month as well, Lana, is crazy.
Yeah, Beach Fairy. Someone has to know him because, as it's been analyzed by many people, you would have no reason to go to this subdivision unless you knew someone there or were working there. And he's clearly not wearing some kind of a uniform for a door-to-door salesperson, direct sales, satellite installation, or solar, or any of those things that are being sold in these residential neighborhoods. He's wearing casual clothing, summer evening, walking by a splash pad. So somebody had to know him, or he was there for nefarious reasons. And that's what law enforcement wants to ask. Why were you there? What were you doing? What did you see? Who do you know? And they
So
can't
Monkey's
find him
house.
to ask. Yeah.
I was just going to say, so Monkey's house is down here and the splash pad is just up here on the right.
Right.
But if you,
So it's a block and a half or so, which isn't a large jaunt, and Michael definitely knows where it's at. All the kids in the neighborhood, this is their neighborhood park. This is the park that was built to attract you to come buy a house in this subdivision. It's part of that community package you get when you move here. Just a basic little fun splash pad to cool off.
these are photographs with a splash pad that were uploaded to Google the same month. So it must have
I
been
remember you going over this.
just 3 or 4 weeks before at a max, because it's July. So I don't think anyone was in the splash pad for the last few days of July after Monkey went missing. But like, look at that, guys. If that's not a calling card for kids, it just creeps me with that photograph. And it might have been something unintended, but if you're a child predator, you're looking for an area and you see something like this and you're like, that's handy, we have 2 states, we have big roads, I'll zoom into the school district, there'll be loads of kids around there, and the very first thing you're going to click on is the park over here, and you'll see those photographs.
Yep.
I just wish they didn't put the school district so close down at the end like that.
Well, it's where they had land,
Yeah,
to
I
do
suppose.
that. And of course, when you're building a school, they're not thinking about trafficking and how close they are to the freeway.
Yeah. But like, look how fast they're again, just gone. It's frightening. It's frightening. But I definitely think we can do something with that, Lana, and just try and get some sort of little poster out more focused on him. It'd be great if there was the walk, but
Well, and maybe that's what we need to be pressuring law enforcement now, I
yeah,
mean, I've said it before, Brandy knows it. I also, as much as I support and advocate for Fruitland Police and all the agencies that have come to the table and are helping to search for Michael, and never would I ever want to alienate the relationship with the family and law enforcement. And I've also gotten frustrated too, just like everyone else, where I feel like there's information that we could be given, or why aren't we getting this, or what can you tell us now type frustrations, and Brandy and
Mm.
I have those talks, and I've even sent emails to him, CCing her sometimes when I get really frustrated. I'm like, you guys need to do a presser, like you need to talk to the community, you need to help them, understand something. I've done that too, because I've not above that. So that might be what we need as the public, again, is a little bit of like, what can you tell us without affecting Michael's case? Is there anything new that you can share? Can you give us the full video now? Can you give us any more on the pilot? Have they found footage of the pilot, before, after coming back? New agencies are coming to the table looking at the data. Has anything come from that? There might be some questions they might be able to answer for us. So maybe it's time we just start hitting them up as the community and blasting that email and saying, what can you let us know?
Definitely. And I've always said as well, I think they're fantastic, but I had in this slideshow as well just about that tip, Lana. It's kind of worrying that she didn't get a call back.
Yeah, we just told
Because
you who the non-compliant neighbors are, Alex. We just explained that they haven't been named specifically, this address, that address, or that person, but we know it's this man walking. We know it's the driver of the Honda Pilot, and we do know that there are neighbors that Michael knocked on that have spoken to lawyers and asked about their rights for privacy. So you can put that puzzle together yourself, but that's what we're talking about here. Those neighbors are being non-compliant.
and there might be a reason in their minds why they're doing that. They might just,
Yeah.
I say that, but I went through a while ago and we can't find a good reason why someone would do that. But there is some people out there who might.
Well, I don't understand it, because in my mind, I'm sure you guys are aware of this. My sister and I discussed it too. Like, if I live there and hypothetically speculating, Michael knocked on my door and I said, my kids can't play, bug off, little boy, come back tomorrow. And then he disappeared. I guess that I wouldn't feel I had the right to privacy, or maybe I need to call my attorney friend and ask them what I should or shouldn't say. I would just help. You need to search again? Sure. You need to interview me again? Sure. You want to look at my shed for the 5th time? Sure. You want to check the hairs on my dog? Sure. Anything they wanted, I would say yes. But clearly that's not happening. Some of these people have, in fact, and have said that they are talking to attorneys because they feel they have the right to privacy. What is up with that? What is up with that? Why do you feel why? We all have the right to privacy, and there are constitutional laws in America under that. But your neighbor's child is missing and potentially abducted, and you want to go talk to an attorney? No.
It's not for me either. I don't know how anyone could.
No, and I will when I find out names, and if I can share that, like who it is, without jeopardizing Michael's case. You can bet your ass I want to put those people on blast. I even told Bullhorn Betty when she was coming,
Oh, Jesus.
to Fruitland, I was scared to death that they were gonna, sit in front of the family's house and do all these things. And so I reached out and was like, hey, like, we want to work with you, and there's information we want too, like this guy and the Honda Pilot, and have sex offenders been cleared, and all the questions that she had for me, but I told her what I knew about non-compliant neighbors, and that information is where those kinds of people need to go. If she's going to sit in anyone's lawn with her bullhorn, it should be anyone that's withholding information in Michael's case.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch any of her Michael stuff. I just can't. There's no new
Well, and I
information in
didn't
there for
even
me.
really need to name her like that, honestly, because now where it's gone since, and what she's currently doing now. And no, I don't really support what's happening in front of Quentin's house.
Mm.
And that's fortunately not what they did to the Fruitland community whatsoever. Completely different experience. My frustration though is that they haven't really done any videos or follow up or put any of the information out that they did find about these people in Michael's case when they were in Fruitland, because they're down there in front of, on Quentin Street doing that other stuff. So
They have no time to edit the videos. They're too busy.
yeah.
Mm.
So, but I mean,
And what's
I
frustrating
want
about
to
that as well,
I
Lana,
want to put it out there and I want to say the things that I know, don't get me wrong, but there is information when it comes to that, between 6:40 to 7 that law enforcement is tightening down that we're not privy to right now as the public, because it matters to finding Michael.
yeah. But going back to that, like what's really frustrating for me about that, when you
Nobody
were
said a
saying,
neighbor lawyered up. They were saying, why are they wanting to lawyer up, Alex? They're talking to lawyers on privacy rights. That's what I said. Maybe we
but
can have the mods kick my shed lines out. I don't want to deal with these people today. I'm here to talk about Michael, not talk about whatever Alex and the Weasels want to bring into chat.
I can't see that chat. Sorry, I don't know.
It's
Someone
my shed lines, MYSHEADLINES. She has a podcast out giving all kinds of false information, attacking the families. And if a mod could just boot her out, exit stage left, I would appreciate it.
Jesus, they be following around everywhere, don't they?
She follows me around everywhere. Every single channel I am ever on, swear to God, that woman pops up in chat and then she'll go to Twitter and talk about me. So just kick my shed lines out. She doesn't care what information we're going to share anyway. That person is going to take it and say what she wants. And I don't want that here. We've heard their rhetoric. We've heard their stories. We've heard their theories, their speculations. They can go talk about it over on their little podcasts and platforms where they want. They don't need to bring it here.
Yeah. And I was sharing at the start of this, Lana, Michelle After Dark's breaking it down about, it was nearly 2 months ago at this stage, just the way she exposed all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just crazy. And I was talking at the start how, I was talking about how many, you won't believe how many socks they have sold me, the Weasels. Hundreds of thousands.
Well, and then they came out there and they're all, look at them trying to grift off Michael. And I'm like, Michael's face isn't even on those socks. There's no Michael merch. That is, it's pathetic. But I'm going to get me some Weasel socks too. And I'm probably going to get Brandy some for Christmas.
I've made hundreds of thousands. I'm going to buy an island. They're making me rich, all the Weasels. That's what it is.
I know. All the 30 cents per pair of socks that you're probably making. Yeah.
And what's really good as well is they're on the bottom, so you can stomp them. But
if Brandy wants to come up, hold on.
You have the link there.
Navi, can you drop a link for Brandy?
Can you? I'm just afraid in case one of the Weasels grabs it.
Send her my link. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same link.
Yep. Let me hold on, Brandy. Let me go get that out of my email and send it to you. Oh, good, because then I can go refill my water. I'm starting to get all froggy. I'm coming off this flu, and did anybody see Kaylee Jones was found today while I'm sending this link to Brandy?
No, I didn't see anything about that.
Yep, she was recovered and is home with her parents.
Wow.
Kaylee Jones out of Georgia. Brandy, that link is in your Facebook Messenger.
I was actually watching a video just before I came on as well. I was like, that's perfect. YouTube recommended it to me. It was a child found after, I think it was 2 years. But when I clicked on it, it was completely, I think the custody battle and the mother had taken the child and was hiding her under the stairs in another house. But I was like, thanks YouTube, give me more, please, more of this sort of content that I don't know about, and
Yeah.
give us a bit of hope.
Yeah, somebody posted a story in our Facebook group of a little missing boy that had been recovered, a story I'd never even heard of. And the admins, you know, are very strict. The girl that started this community group, that the group's about Michael and we have rules, but I let this one through for that reason, because gosh, I like to send these things to Brandy so she can, and I sent it to her today as soon as I heard and saw it was confirmed that Kaylee was recovered. I sent it to her for that reason, because it gives these parents just a little bit more hope that
Yeah.
a child gets recovered and a child does come home.
Yeah, and it can happen. We've seen it happen many times, like,
Mm-hmm.
and especially in a situation like this. I know what the odds are, I know what the stats are, but there's still hope, lads. The hope is still there. What was that I had in the trailer? Hope is for this side of the grave.
What was that?
I have one of the trailers. If you clicked on this live stream,
Oh,
do you know
yes.
what? Will I play it? Well, Brandy, it's only like 2 minutes. It's a quick poem. Do you want that, lads? Because I think I have it loaded up here. Do I? I do. I do.
Where is 5-year-old Michael Vaughan?
We need every one of you.
Every indication is he was abducted.
I need you. I need your help to bring my baby home.
We need to respond correctly as a community. We need to find our moral compass.
Human beings suffer. They torture one another. They get hurt and get hurt. No poem or player song can fully right a wrong inflicted and endured. History says, don't hope on this side of the grave. But once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up, and hope and history rhyme. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. Call miracles self-healing, the utter self-revealing. Double take a feeling. If there's a fire on the mountain and lightning in the storm, and God speaks from the sky, it means someone is hearing the outcry and the birth cry of a new life at its turn. It means once in a lifetime that justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme.
We need him home. I am asking for your help. I am asking for everyone's help. Please, please, if you know anything at all, if you know something, please, I am begging. This is my baby. This is my son. I need him home. Please, I need your help to bring him home.
So that was a poem by a famous Irishman. I thought the young kid in it was brilliant, his rendition of it.
Yeah. I have a
But it
hard
is,
time
it's-
hearing Brandy's voice break like that even now.
I know.
Well, I sent her the links, so she has them in her messenger and her text if she wants to come up. And say something.
There's no pressure. There's never any pressure for any of that stuff. That was literally just the stuff that I ran through here, Lana.
Oh, I'll go back and listen. It just
Yeah.
it was on for 3:00 on my calendar, and then it dings me that it shows it's been going for 57 minutes, and I'm like, what? Like, wait.
No, I put
I
it
was
in
just
for
sitting
10
here working the
p.m.
whole
nightly.
time, like I could have been on. I'm like,
Really?
no.
Yeah.
And like nobody messaged me, you know, level-headed. Nobody messaged me and was like, why
No
are
one
you
gives
not
you a
on
heads up.
there?
Where is level-headed? Is he here? I wonder.
No, I thought he would have. He was totally gonna be here for this. I
Yeah.
know he's working heavily on that timeline he wants to do with you and Michelle. Go over the babysitter's timeline and lay that over Michelle's amazing LE timeline and have a little comparison contrast conversation.
That's something I don't even have in this. I didn't even bring up the babysitter. But that is
You brought up Michelle, so I brought up the babysitter.
yeah. But that's the thing, like there is loads of areas in this case that I think need attention, and
Yeah, Kit Kat, maybe the time changed, but all my clocks automatically changed. Like everything, did its thing today, but literally that's what happened. It's set for 3. It shows 3. It says 3. And then I get the notification a few minutes before, but it had been running for 57 minutes already. So it was definitely one of those weird things, but I'm here now.
yeah. And I'm going to try and keep it for this time every Monday. 10 p.m. my time. I think it's probably about 5 p.m. yours.
It's about 4 p.m. my time. So I think that's where we got the time difference the last time we talked. There's been a daylight savings time since then.
Yeah. I'm going to continue anyway, and I'm just trying to think of what I'm going to do for the week, but I'm just going to make sure to get the website updated. Oh, guys, as well, Jesus, I forgot to say it. I put a rule on my email for all the family wishes on the website to go into a folder. I forgot I put a rule on that, and I haven't updated that in about 8 weeks, I'd say. 7-8 weeks. So there's about 15 to 20 comments from people who left lovely comments for the family that aren't on the website yet. I'm starting to put them up there now. I think I have 2 or 3.
We're getting a lot more of that in the Facebook group as well, which is
Really?
really nice to see people. Yeah, people just posting things on the wall. If they're religious, they send their prayers. Otherwise, good thoughts, hugs, love you.
Yeah,
Just
it's
heard
really
of
nice.
this. All those kinds of things on our Facebook group. Getting more and more of them. It's grown a lot. It's over 42,000 people. I definitely linked this to it to try to get people to come over here because we were trying to do Monkey Mondays over there in the group and it wasn't really working. So hopefully we can get people to come here for Monkey Mondays and listen for updates and engage and help.
I think if people know it's on a consistent time as well, that sort of stuff might help a lot, or they'll know to catch it on a replay or things.
Yeah.
But I want to try and be, and that's why I came in with the little presentation today. I just want to try, now that the weasels, I was saying at the start, they were smoked out and they were smoked out and skinned alive. But now that they're gone, we can actually focus on some of these things and put some more time
Yes,
and
and I
effort
mean they're
into
gonna
it.
rear their heads, and I don't think that
Yeah.
they're gone. They're what they're doing is recalibrating and hiding and
Being weasels.
being weasels. Making multiple false CPS claims to multiple offices on multiple advocates and trying to get people fired from their jobs.
Are you serious?
Yes, and trying to get people fired from their jobs and things like that weasels do. So that's what they're doing. They still come out like the one that was in chat and they still tweet and they still do things, but it's definitely not what it was before, and we're grateful for that. And the ones that are being squeaky, we will continue to stomp them out because, like someone mentioned, you needed to make your socks squeaky. So when you're walking on the weasels, they make squeak, squeak, squeak.
What they do.
What about my ads? What about me?
If you haven't cleaned your floors, they'll clean your floor for you as well at the end of the socks. They love it. They love dirt.
I love dirt. Yes, they love dirt.
They're psychotic, Lana. They actually are. Like, it is, and I know I shouldn't be. And I'm going to try not to talk about them going forward. Like, but I
Well,
think
I
that's
try
the
really
best thing
hard to like
because
not name them individually. I try to take on like the Harry Potter philosophy of he who shall not be named. You know, they didn't say Voldemort's name till like the 5th movie. I'm trying to like not, and sometimes it slips because you know they're ridiculous names that they have for themselves out there and what they do. Because it's not just these weasels, and that's why I really try to not individually name someone anymore because I've learned since it's a larger conversation to be had. There are so many people like them out
yeah,
there doing this to all the families and all the missing families and all the um, but victims of crime, you know, all of them. And so that's really kind of what I try to speak to is just the behavior in general and stomping it out, you know.
yeah, and especially in this case when you have the police coming up being like, we're not looking at the family. Like
Yeah, well,
Delphi
you're
is,
wrong. You know, then they come out and say, you're wrong, police. You don't know what you're
yeah,
doing.
they don't know what they're doing. But the
You
Delphi
know,
case, Lana, is insanity. I had no idea until I had a YouTube channel how many people were coming after Kelsey and her family. It's crazy. Even the
so
last few
I
days again,
just
I've been getting
learned
loads
that
on it.
one of the podcasts that we work with at my job, like she knows Kelsey personally. And they just interviewed her on the podcast, and she talked a little bit about that exact thing right there. What it's been like to have the true crime world, you know, come into their community of Delphi and cover her sister's case and kind of speak to, you know, you have this sense of gratitude on one hand because they wanted to find their monster and get their day, right? And yet
Yeah.
there's that whole other side that crosses the lines. So yeah, so people like Kelsey are speaking against this behavior as well because it's happening to them also.
And I think she's going to play a huge part in going forward in her life. I think she's going to get involved in that sort of thing, Kelsey. I hope she does because there's no
I
one
do too
better
because people like
experienced.
her and Sarah Turney is another one. She, you know, lost her sister. She was 17. Her sister Alyssa went missing and was found later murdered. Their father was arrested. And she also, you know, has a pretty good following and speaks out about against this kind of behavior and supports families of the missing in that capacity too. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more starting to come out. It's shifting. It's, you know, the support for these families and victims is getting louder than the squealing cries of the eels from the
Yeah.
river.
I was called a bully the other day in my community post because I told people how to block channels from coming up on their recommended feed. I was like, but you're bullying other content creators. I was like, people want to know this. They want to know how they can
Yeah.
stop looking at this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way is just not engaging. I was tagged in a Weasel post from last night, but I was able to block it from my notifications. I didn't even click it or read what was said. I don't care. I've gotten emails that I didn't open because I'm like, I've literally no value
Can't
in
read
what
it
you have to
anymore.
say.
Yeah.
So,
Me too. There's sometimes, I mean, I just report things just because I know like who it's from, what it's
yeah.
gonna be saying, and I'll just report it and not even open it. Because of that, you know. And Sarah Turney actually even said, I want to say it on her Twitter, but she was like, hate views are views. Like if you still go watch their stuff, you're still helping them. You're helping their algorithm. You're helping their channel grow. You're helping their following grow. You know, someone's going to see that you did that. And if you talk about it, someone's going to go to their channel to check them out and see what they're doing. Are they really that bad? You know, and all of that helps them.
It
So
does. It does definitely. Even as far as I know, YouTube sees thumbs down as a positive. They see it as engagement, so they don't
they
care
do.
whether it's
Thumbs
thumbs up
down
or
is
thumbs down.
engagement. If anyone didn't know that, it's engagement. Just report it. You
So
just need to report it and flag it. And that goes for community posts. You know, if somebody says something in a community post that on YouTube that breaks the terms of service and is attacking you or your family, you can report those as well.
I'm just looking here. I usually have 10 to 15 thumbs down on my monkey streams before I even start. Oh my God, we're down to 8. Only 8 weasels. Thank you. Thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it. But yeah, come here, Lana. We've loads to do. I might try and wrap it up there, mate. I'll keep it under 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's let you go to bed.
Yeah, it's just coming up to midnight now where I am. But it's good to be back. And it's good to be back into the swing of things with Monkey. We'll get loads of updates done there now during the week on the website. And as soon as I have this, guys, if you have any thoughts on this poster, I'll go back and read the live chat anyway if I did miss some. But if you have any thoughts, I might finish her off next week and put her up. And I am going to change after this stream. I'll change all the posters on the website just to take out the height and to change the age, which is kind of sad, but it's for the best. So that's what we got to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And it'd be no harm anyway, just to have like fresh things every now and again, kind of for people to share and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to do. On the streets, we have poster brigades out freshening up the, physical posters that have been worn and weathered or written on or missing. Put new ones up, put laminated ones up, put them in a sleeve, just get them ready for the upcoming weather. So all of that matters.
Yeah. But I might leave it there altogether, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.
To everyone for joining. Grandma Sherry, thanks for all the modding and wind blows, whoever was in the chat. Thanks so much. I know there was 1 or 2 weasels slipped in, but I think we caught them. And I'll have it scheduled in for the same time next week. If anyone has any thoughts on the poster or some of the ideas there, will drop me a mail and we'll get them all updated. Thanks for joining. Good luck. God bless. I hope everyone has a nice evening.